because we're always on the go. And even on our busiest days, we can't help but feel emotions, right? Emotions are very important. Today I will be informing you about emotional intelligence. The ability to be aware and in control of your emotions is an example of emotional intelligence. And developing its traits can lead to a healthy environment in the workplace. By the end of my presentation, you'll have a better understanding of what is emotional intelligence, its traits, and its influence in the workplace. Now, let me talk about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, commonly known as EI or EQ, emotional quotient, was defined in 1990 by Peter Salovey and John D. Mayer as the capacity of individuals to recognize their own emotions and other people's, to distinguish different feelings and label them appropriately. Emotional intelligence goes back to the 1990s, when two psychologists coined the term together. Psychologists Peter Salovey and John D. Mayer initially had the concept of emotional intelligence, but they referred it as social intelligence. For research, both psychologists would group of people and study them according to how they would react to their emotions. They defined EI in 4 branches. For the research, the way they would study people is that they would have the group of people watch a film, an upsetting film, for example, and depending on the person's reaction, they would then categorize it in these 4 brackets. Another example the psychologists used was to demonstrate participants a picture, whether it was joy or happiness or anger, and depending on the participant's reaction, then they would grade it falling under these 4 brackets. But their research was not enough for society. Daniel Goleman heard about what Peter Salovey and John D. Mayer were about to establish. Daniel Goleman was a science writer for the New York Times in 1990. He specialized his writing in about human brain, the human brain, and the behavior of humans for his research. Thanks to the awareness that he had for Peter Salovey and John D. Mayer's work, he published his first book in 1995 called Emotional Intelligence: Why It Can Matter More Than IQ. According to Strategy and Business in 2008, Daniel Goleman's book went out to sell over 5 million copies in 33 languages in 50 countries. Daniel Goleman specialized EI in 5 different brackets: self-awareness, self-management, motivation, social skills, and empathy. In the eyes of Daniel Goleman, IQ was no longer the answer, but EI was the key to success. Now it's time to see what 5 branches Daniel Goleman refers to. Daniel Goleman referred his 5 branches of emotional intelligence as the ones that I just showed you previously. But in order for you to understand about emotional intelligence, you had to make sure you gain the first one, which is self-awareness. In Goleman's book, Emotional Intelligence, Why It Can Matter More Than IQ, published in 1995, he states, self-awareness is a foundation of personal growth and success. He called it the keystone of EI. What is self-awareness? Self-awareness basically is the ability to recognize your emotions and to know your strengths and limits. Once you know your strengths and limits, the confidence is grown to make right or wrong choices. It really depends on you. It is said that the more aware the person is, the more they are in control of their emotions. But what other something else that is also tied with self-awareness is self-managing. If you're in control of yourself, you are managing to keep yourself out of trouble, making sure you're not put in uncomfortable situations. It is said that the more you manage your feelings, the more you're focused, and the more that you are prone to achieve your accomplishments. I'd like to share a video, a small clip on Disney Pixar original movie, Inside Out, published in June 19, 2015.
See if you could maximize it, Anna, and then try
Maximize
it. Maybe you might have to maximize it.
F5.
Maybe right click it.
There we go.
Maybe right click it.
Well, since my video is not working, I guess my presentation will be shorter, right? The video basically, who has seen Inside Out? All right. Well, the video basically talks about different emotions and how your emotions can trigger out of the blue. There is a saying that I've heard that emotions are contagious like a virus. They come and go like that. Sorry, my video wasn't working, but if you haven't seen the video, I recommend it for you to watch it because it's such a good movie and it defines, you will be able to define yourself and how your emotions work. Well, finally, emotional intelligence is more important than what you imagine. I've been working for the hotel business for 10 years, and most of my positions have been face-to-face with guests. When I first heard about emotional intelligence, I didn't even know it was a thing. But I did want to learn more because I wanted to become a better employee. In an interview in 2008, Rachel Green said, "Emotions drives behavior of people in the workplace, and behavior drives productivity." In a training I attended in 2007 at Rancho Las Palmas Resort, called the Four Keys, the concept of the training was to know how to turn a bad situation into a good, and that body language was everything. Guest sees your body language, your emotions, and if you manage to keep control of that, you turn a bad situation into a good. You are in control of the situation. So the reason why I brought the fact that I attended that meeting is because emotional intelligence does play a significant role at work. I think this past 10 years, it's helped me become a better employee. Before I summarize my presentation, I'd like to share a quote. Western-born yogi and spiritual teacher Ram Dass, in his stellar book, Be Love Now, said, "Our emotions do seem to have a life of their own, whether they come from patterns or spontaneous reactions. Emotions give us multi-level information of our environments." Emotional intelligence is important, and using it wisely can benefit. The ability to be aware and in control of your emotions is definitely an example for you to have a successful environment at a workplace, and developing its traits can definitely help you throughout life. Thank you.